Um, yeah, how do I do an intro again? Hello fellow humans, Classic Steam here. Oh my gosh, it has been a while since I last recorded a video, and therefore I am a bit rusty at this, so please forgive me if this video is all over the place. With that being said, I do owe you guys an explanation for my abrupt absence, as well as a rundown on all the stuff you guys might have missed. One of the first things you might have noticed is that this is not the lamppost. Obviously, the lamppost is an SMP series I have been doing since the start of this channel, but it has come to an end, and as bad as that might sound, it's actually a good thing. Creating and developing the lamppost has been an awesome experience, and I'm so glad I did it. The server was created on October 29th during 2013, which makes it almost a year and a half old. That's a long time to have a survival server, and that's really what hurt the server the most. The server has grown a lot since its creation, but it's gotten to the point where the server and its members can't really grow anymore, and because of that, it became a vacant ghost town with the exception of the occasional member. The lamppost was no longer a fun multiplayer community filled with new opportunities. So I was talking to Anime Angel about this issue, and he said he was having a similar problem at the time with getting his new server more active. Since he needed a few new members to bring his server to life, and I had a server that seemed to have no more life to give, it became obvious that a merger of the two would solve everyone's problems. Now this happened a little over 2 weeks ago, and so far, this arrangement has worked out wonderfully. The members on the server have been nothing but pleasant, and some of the stuff they have already built on the server is nothing short of amazing. So yeah, I really like this server. One of the things that really stood out to me when I first joined was this beautiful spawn. I am a huge fan of when members come together and build a spawn with a theme in mind, and in this case, that theme is medieval. Now granted, there are a few builds here that lack depth and design, but because the same type of blocks are used, those builds just blend in and actually work with the theme. Now, I completely understand that building in whatever style you want might be more preferable, but that even causes great and amazing builds to stand out like a sore thumb, which creates a very visually messy spawn. You can kind of see what I mean on servers like The Cube and Minecraft. I know I have to do a full server tour sometime, and hopefully I can get someone like Anime to help me out with that, but for now, I'm actually more interested in starting my new project. Okay, so I know my last episode was titled New Project and nothing further came of that, but this is different. Trust me. So what am I gonna build? Well, I'm glad you asked. I have always loved boats, regardless of how glitchy they can be. So I was thinking, how cool would it be to have a boat race / obstacle course that the entire server could enjoy? I'm not really that great with words, so I think I'll just try to explain what I have in mind in more detail after some of this place is actually built. So this seems like the perfect point to have a time lapse, but instead of having some crazy awesome music playing in the background, I want to talk to you guys about why I haven't posted anything in like 6 months. And really, if you follow me on Twitter or if you're one of my earlier subscribers, then you probably already know where this is going. So it actually all started in between my 16th episode of The Lamppost and the Cube meetup video. During the beginning of July last year, my family and I drove to Canada to visit our relatives. On July 6th, we've had one of the largest family reunions that I could remember. The side of the house had a little pond that looked out over a large field filled with bison where trains could be heard in the distance. My smallest brother, Joseph, had always been a people person, but he also loved to explore. As the reunion came to a close, we started getting ready to leave, but Joseph was nowhere to be found. After 5 minutes of searching, I found him in the pond. We were an hour away from the hospital at the time, and the people in the ambulance weren't able to get his heart started until they actually got there. I slept in my aunt's house that night, thinking that since they were able to revive him, since his heart was beating again, everything would be fine. It wasn't until the next morning that I was told that his heart might have been there, but his brain was not. There was nothing anyone could really do. July 7th was the last time I actually saw him, even if he wasn't actually there. That image, that feeling, that experience is not something you bounce back from, and I really didn't. These things can hit you hard, and most of the time, people are left reflecting on how short life actually is. We roam around this world thinking that we live an invincible life, think we're immune to tragedy, but we're not. Days would go by without joy, without a smile. There was also days that brought hope. On August 30th, I got a chance to meet a lot of the members of the Cube. Parker, Grazer, Biani, H-Bomb. On most days, their videos were able to momentarily make me forget my pain. And to see them there in person meant a lot. It wasn't until the Cube meetup that I actually felt a little happy again, and that happiness increased even more once my video started getting all the attention that it did. But unfortunately, that joy didn't last as long as I hoped it would. At that point, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to upload videos anymore. So I stopped. During these past 6 months, I have thought a lot about what I actually want to work towards and why. And slowly, I realized that I still want to keep this channel going. Why? Because those silly YouTube videos have the power to make people smile. To my surprise, my old videos still make my younger brother Jonathan smile for whatever reason. One of the first things that made me smile after the loss of my baby brother was being able to meet those silly YouTube guys in person. I have a chance to improve myself through this channel, as well as make people smile again. And that's my goal. It's hard to get back up again, and honestly, I don't think this hurt will ever fully go away. But I won't let it cripple me. And that's about it. Sorry if that was a bit heavy. Obviously, this is not one of those happy videos that I would prefer to make, but I had to get that off my chest and let you guys know. So, my base. What do you peoples think? Not everything was recorded for the time-lapse, and I'm sorry, but you gotta admit, this is a pretty repetitive build so far, and I'm actually glad about that. So these canals are part of the racetrack, and it's going to be this huge area that's going to go underground and whatnot, so it's going to be great. The repetitiveness of the walls and the canals are actually going to help me speed along the building process, and that will give me more time to focus on building the town up here. And this is where most of the on-camera building is going to happen. But that is about it for now. I know this was a shorter video, and it probably wasn't too much fun to watch, but I do have an April Fool's video coming up in the next day or so that will be a lot more entertaining to watch, so keep an eye out for that. If you want to see more of this server, I highly suggest you check out some of the other members' channels. Links to those will be in the description. If you have any constructive criticism, please leave it in the comments down below. It will help me out tremendously. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Don't forget to smile.